The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello children, how are you all? How was your Onam celebration? I think we all have become a part of this historical Onam, E-Onam. Why? It was all like e-purchase, e-wishing, but still we were all happy, isn't it? We all stayed together, we stayed connected. Though we were very far, but still we were connected with our hearts. Right? Yes, we shall overcome. Definitely let us all pray together. May this pandemic end. Children, earth reveals its innocence through the smile of children. A warm wish from a child in me to a child in you. Children, you carry the hopes of our tomorrow and the dreams of your happy future. This moment, let me extend my endless love with boundless joy from this Gurukulam family in front of you. Let us together make this world a better place to live and spread love so that we live in harmony. Yes, happiness is the ultimate aim and ultimate need of this humanity. Let us join our hands together and work for the betterment of this community, having a humanitarian ground. Children, the previous lesson was a poem where the neighbors did not have an understanding and they differ in their opinion, insisting in constructing a wall where it is not necessary, going behind the old saying, good fences make good neighbors. But today we are going to read a story, Amigo Brothers, where Antonio and Felix are the amazing boxers and just they became friends as well. At one point of the story, there came a situation where they must choose between their friendship and the competition. What happened at the end is really a twist in the story and even an eye-opener for us. Curious to read? Antonio and Felix? And I know you miss your friends. And this lesson is dedicated to all the true friends of our class. Okay? Yes, true friends with mutual affection are very rare to find, isn't it? Amigo siblings recounts the tale of Antonio and Felix where they lived and inhaled the game of boxing. Their friendship is based on the years of trust and support for each other. They rose to the height only because of their hard work and determination. They did not miss a single chance going to gym or to the club or for jogging. The main theme of the story is companionship. Amigo signifies companion in Spanish. In spite of the fact the two young men are totally different, boxing was consistently being their route for them to get connected. Yes, they really cared their true friendship till the end of the story. Shall we go on to the story? Amigo Brothers, written by Eric Thomas. Yes, about the author, Perry Thomas. Perry Thomas was born to a Puerto Rican and Cuban parent. His poverty led him to drugs, youth gangs, and even series of criminal activities for which he served 7 years in the prison. Then he used street and prison experience to transform the lives of many people out of crime. His book, Down These Mean Streets, is an instant classic which holds the painful experience of him. He took up his writing in prison. Okay? Before moving on to the lesson, a song for you.
ஜூனியருக்கும் சீனியருக்கும் கல்லூரி வாசல் எங்கும் ராகிங் நடக்கும் சுடல் மனமோ நந்தவனமே ரோஜா இருக்கும் முள்ளும் இருக்கும் நட்புக்கு ராகிங் கூட பாதை நந்தன் ஒருவன் வந்த பிறகு விண்ணை தொடலாம் உந்து சிறகு வானக்கும் எல்லை உண்டு நட்புக்கில்லை.
Did you listen to the song? It is an evergreen song. It is an evergreen music by A.R. Rahman, isn't it? Okay. And I know you miss your friends. So now, shall we begin with the story? Yeah. Get ready, take your textbook. Page number 40. Yes. Amigo Brothers. The presence of a wall between orchards does ensure good relationship between neighbors. Is it the act of building the wall or acknowledging the neighbor's request that really establishes the relationship? Do we really need walls? Shouldn't we dare to go beyond the boundaries? Now, let's begin. Amigo Brothers. Antonio Cruz and Felix Vargas were both 17 years old. They were so together in friendship that they felt themselves to be brothers. They had known each other since childhood, growing up on the lower east side of Manhattan in the same building. Where is Manhattan? It is New York City. Antonio was fair, lean and lanky, while Felix was dark, short and husky. You can see to the pictures. So Antonio was fair, lean and lanky. Lanky is tall, thin with slender limbs. And Felix was dark, short and husky with muscles. Okay, he was heavy built. Antonio's hair was always falling over his eyes, while Felix wore his black hair in a natural afro style. Afro style, curled up hair. Each youngster had a dream of someday becoming a lightweight champion of the world. Lightweight champion of the world in boxing. Every chance they had, the boys worked out, sometimes at the gym, sometimes at the boys' club. Early morning sunrises would find them running along the East River Drive, wrapped in sweatshirts and short towels around their neck. While some youngsters were into street negatives, Antonio and Felix slept, ate, rapped, and dreamt positive. Rapped, they listened to the music, rap music. Between them, they had a collection of fight magazines plus a scrapbook filled with torn tickets to every boxing match they had ever attended and some clippings of their own. So, this paragraph reveals that Antonio and Felix were only too good, not too bad. How they were quite different from the children of their own age. When everyone were for the negatives, they had a goal within them. They had a dream of their own. So, teenage is a period where we wish to enjoy ourselves, the maximum. What we tell is, if not now, then when? But we will regret later if we not work at this moment. Okay, so here these boys at the peak of teens, 17, like you people, they had a dream. They did not waste their time, but they focused to their interest. Their dream was to become the lightweight champions. Now, after a series of elimination bouts, wrestling, fighting match. Okay. So, now after a series of elimination bouts, they had been informed that they were to meet each other in the division finals. They were scheduled for the 7th of August, 2 weeks away. The winner to represent the boys club in the Golden Gloves Championship tournament. Sports we have said, it is wrestling match. Okay, so here what they had been informed is that already Antonio and Felix are friends and now their responsibility lies on the shoulders of both. They will have to fight each other to find one champion among them. So, it is a fight between friends. The two boys continued to run together along the East River Drive, but even when joking with each other, they both sensed a wall rising between them. The two boys continued to run together along the East River. So, it is for jogging they went. But though they were walking together, eating together, playing together, practicing together, they were able to sense or smell a wall rising between them. What was the wall that was rising between them? It is that they have to fight each other to find a champion. Okay, they understood there is a distance between them, though they are staying together. They sensed, they smelled. One morning, less than a week before the bout, they met as usual for their daily workout. Antonio glanced at Felix, who kept his eyes purposely straight ahead, pausing from time to time to do fancy leg work while throwing 1-2s followed by uppercuts to an imaginary jump. So, these people, people interested in cricket, they used to keep their batting mannerism. Always children used to do simply without the bat in their hand. Or people interested in bowling, they'll do this mannerism. And these children, as they were interested in boxing, they did a boxing action always to an imaginary job. After a mile or so, Felix puffed and said, "Bro, let's stop here. I think we both got something to say to each other." It was like a cold war between them. Cold war, will not reveal it out, will not speak it out. Okay, so what Felix wanted to tell is that he wanted to break the silence. Okay, so he said, "Let's stop a while, bro. I think we both got something to say to each other." "Man, I don't know how to come out with it." Antonio helped. "It's about a fight, right?" "Yeah, right." Felix's eyes squinted at rising orange sun. Squinted, squint. Looking partially with closing your eyes. Squint like this, looking at the sun. Okay. "I have been thinking about it too. In fact, since we found out it was going to be me and you, I have been awake at night, pulling punches on you, trying not to hurt you." Pulling punches on you, but I didn't want to hurt you too. I need to punch you, only then I can win. But I didn't want to punch you as you are my friend. That was my thought even the previous night. How to punch you without hurting you. Same here. It isn't natural not to think about the fight. I mean, we both are fighters and we both want to win. But only one of us can win. There are no draws in the eliminations. Felix tapped Antonio gently on the shoulder. "I don't mean to sound like I am bragging, but I want to win fair and square." Bragging, boasting. Don't think that I am boasting, my dear bro. But I want to win the game fair and square. Fair and square with no criticism. Playing a very fair game, I need to win. It's not by cheating you. It's not by hurting you. But I will have to win the game. Antonio nodded quietly. "Yeah, we both know that in the ring, the better man wins." True. The one with the quality and ability, with competence, with the potential should win the game. It's fair, Tony. When we get into the ring, it's got to be like we never met. So they started planning how to prepare ourselves when we meet in the bouts. When we get into the ring, it's got to be like we never met. If we go to the bouts with friends, it is very difficult for you to beat me or for me to defeat you. So what we should do is that we should be like not friends, as we people are not known to each other. We got to be like two heavy strangers that want the same thing and only one can have it. You understand? So we will have to be like strangers in the boats. I know. Tony smiled. "No pulling punches. We go all the way. I will not try to save you from the punches. All the way we are going to fight with each other." "Yeah, that's right. Listen, Tony, don't you think it's a good idea if we don't see each other until the day of fight?" So the next suggestion came from him. "Why don't we stay apart?" So that will be a good thing, a decision until the day of match. If we stay together, it is very difficult for us to fight. But if we stay apart, sometimes we can focus on our goal. I am going to stay with my Aunt Lucy in Bronx. Tony scratched his nose pensively, seriously. "Yeah, it could be better for our heads." He held out his hand, palm upward, deal. Deal? Felix lightly stepped open. Ready for some more running? Tony asked lamely, for name's sake. No bro, let's cut it here. You go on. I like to get things together in my head. I need to think about it and plan for my winning. You aren't worried, are you? Tony asked. No way, man. Felix laughed out loud. I just think it's cooler if we split right here. After the fight, we can get it together again like nothing ever happened. Right now, our dream and goal is to become the champions in the lightweight championship. So, for that, our friendship should not be a problem. So, let us cut it right now. And we will meet after the game as if nothing has happened. The Amigo brothers were not ashamed to hug each other tightly. The evening before the big fight, Tony made his way to the roof of his building. In the quiet early dark, he peered over the ledge fence. He tried not to think of Felix, feeling he had succeeded in psyching his mind. The thing is, when we want to forget something, the same memories will haunt us again and again. The same thing happened to Antonio and Felix. But only in the ring would he really know. To spare Felix hurt, he would have to knock him out early and quick. So what the planning went on in his mind is that I need to win. So that what should I do is that I should not fight for a long time and give punches over him because it will hurt him. So I have to finish the game very early and very quickly, giving severe punches, 1 or 2. Up in the South Bronx, Felix decided to take in a movie in an effort to keep Antonio's face away from his fist. They are going to be the opponents in the game. So what is that? Their visualization or their practice sessions will always be like having their opponent in their front with their fist boxing to their face and head. The Flick was the champion with Kirk Douglas. The champion was getting beaten there in the film. The Flick is film. That film, the main character was getting beaten. Felix felt a shock. He saw himself in the ring blasting Antonio against the ropes. He walked up some dark streets, deserted except for small pockets of weary looking kids wearing gang colors. Walking the streets had not relaxed him, neither had the fight Flick. All it had done was to stir him up. He tried to forget his friend's phrase, but it got triggered to him again and again. He let himself quietly into his Aunt Lucy's apartment and went straight to bed. Antonio was passing some heavy time on his rooftop. How would the fight tomorrow affect his relationship with Felix? After all, fighting was like any other profession. Friendship has nothing to do with it. But annoying doubt crept in. He cut negative thinking really quick, but doing some fancy dance tips. Felix, his amigo brother, was not going to be Felix at all in the ring, just an opponent with another face. Antonio went to sleep. Like his friend, he prayed for victory via a quick, clean knockout in the first round. So what speaks is that, what do we understand from this paragraph is that, initially they ignored their problem between them, but eventually, later stage, when the situation was getting worse, they sat together to discuss. So in between friends, there is no formality, isn't it? Large posters plastered all over the walls of local shops, announced the fight between Antonio Crux and Felix Vargas as the main bout. The fight had created great interest in the neighborhood. Antonio and Felix were well liked and respected. Each had his own loyal following. The fight was scheduled to take place in Tompkins Square Park. The morning of the fight, Tompkins Square was a beehive of activity. Beehive of activity. You have seen bees in the beehive. Always active. One will go and the other one will come out and many will do some work. So it's like active, busy place it was. With numerous workers setting up the ring, the seats and the guest speaker stand. Scheduled bouts began shortly after noon. The park had begun filling up even earlier. The waiting time was over. Felix was escorted from the classroom by a dozen fans with white t-shirts. Antonio was escorted down a different stairwell and guided through a roped-off path. As the two climbed into the ring, the crowd exploded with a roar. Antonio and Felix both bowed gracefully and then raised their arms in acknowledgement. Antonio tried to be cool. He turned slowly to meet Felix's eyes, looking directly into his. See that bonding of friendship. Felix nodded his head and Antonio responded. Bong, bong, bong. The roar turned to stillness. There came an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, the announcer spoke slowly. Now is the moment we have all been waiting for, the main event between two fine young Puerto Rican fighters. In this corner, weighing 134 pounds, Felix Vargas, and in this corner, weighing 133 pounds, Antonio Crux. The winner will represent the boys' club in the Tournament of Champions, the Golden Gloves. There will be no draw. May the best man win. It was the announcement. The cheering of the crowd shook the window panes of the old buildings surrounding Tompkins Square Park. At the center of the ring, the referee was giving instructions to the youngsters. Keep your punches up, no low blows, no punching on the back of the head. Keep your heads up. Understand? Let's have a clean fight. Now shake your hands and come out fighting. Both youngsters touched gloves and nodded. They turned and danced quickly to their corners. Bong, 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 round one. Felix and Antonio turned and faced each other squarely in a fighting pose. Felix wasted no time. He came in fast, head low, half hunched towards his right shoulder and lashed out with a straight left. He missed a right cross as Antonio slipped the punch and countered with three lefts that snapped Felix's head back, sending a mild shock coursing through him. If Felix had any small doubt about their friendship affecting their fight, it was being neatly dispelled. They had a doubt. If at all our friendship will be a problem between us in the fight. But now when the match began, there was no doubt between them. They were ready to fight for their dream. Antonio's left hand was like a piston pumping jabs one right after another with seeming ease. Piston. Felix bobbed and weaved and never stopped boring in. He knew that at long range he was at a disadvantage. Antonio had too much reach on him. Antonio was heading up with his punches. Only by coming in close could Felix hope to achieve the dreamed of knockout. He dreamt of easy knockouts, but it happened. Antonio knew the dynamite that was stored in his amigo brother's fist. Both knew their strength. He ducked a short right and missed a left hook. All the terms are related with the boxing. Felix strapped him against the ropes just long enough to pour some punishing rights and lefts to Antonio's hard midsection. Antonio slipped away from Felix, crashing 2 lefts to his head, which set Felix's right ear ringing. They both gave punches to each other. Felix walked briskly back to his corner. Antonio gracefully danced his way towards his stool. Bong bong, it was round 2. Felix was off his stool and rushed to Antonio like a bull. Antonio heard, sent back a blurring barrage of lefts and rights that only meant pain to Felix. Felix bobbed and weaved, occasionally punching his 2 gloves together. Antonio waited for the rush that was sure to come. Felix closed in and fintered with his left shoulder and threw a right instead. So each boy, what they did is they hit each other. They hit and hurt themselves, their friendship throughout the match. Okay, it went on from round 1 to round 2. Rights to the body, lefts to the head, neither fighter was giving an inch. They were not ready to give up. Suddenly, a short right caught Antonio squarely on the chin. His long legs turned to jelly and his arms failed out desperately. It was a heavy punch from the other side. Felix, grunting like a bull, threw wild punches from every direction. So that's how the other one will be waiting for their chance, waiting for the right time to give the blows. Antonio, groggy, bobbed and weaved. He was groggy means he was unsteady after getting these punches. Suddenly his head cleared. His left flashed out hard and straight, catching Felix on the bridge of the nose. Bridge of the nose? This one. In a fog, Felix heard the roaring of the crowd, who seemed to have gone insane mad. They didn't because the match gathered importance because it was 2 friends fighting to each other. His head cleared to hear the bell sound at the end of the round. His trainer sat him down on the stool in his corner. Antonio was doing what all fighters do when they are hurt. They sit and smile at everyone. The referee signaled the ring doctor to check the fighters out. He did so and then gave his okay. The cold water sponges brought clarity to both amigo brothers. They rubbed until their circulation ran free. Bong, round 3, the final round. Up to now, it had been tic-tac-toe, pretty much even. But everyone knew there could be no draw and that this round would decide the winner. This time, to Felix's surprise, it was Antonio who came out fast, charging across the ring. Felix braced himself, but couldn't ward off the barrage of punches. He protected himself, but he was not able to escape. Felix tapped his gloves and commenced his attack anew. Antonio, throwing boxes caution to the winds, jumped in to meet him. Both pounded away, striking very hard, giving blows to each other. Neither gave an inch and neither fell to the canvas. They didn't fall down. So boxing match comes to an end when the opponent falls to the canvas. They fought toe to toe. The sounds of their blows were loud in contrast to the silence of a crowd gone completely mute. The whole gallery was sitting in silence to see what or who is going to win. The referee was stunned by their savagery. Bong, bong, bong. The bell sounded over and over again. Felix and Antonio were past hearing. They were very busy and continuously fighting with each other. They didn't even listen to the bell. Their blows continued to pound on each other like hailstones. Finally, the referee and the two trainers pried Felix and Antonio apart. Pride separated them apart. Cold water was poured over them to bring them back to their senses. They looked around and then rushed towards each other. Only then they understood where they were. They forgot each other. A cry of alarm surged through Tompkins Square Park. Was this a fight to the death instead of a boxing match? The fear soon gave way to wave upon wave of cheering as the two amigos embraced. It was not an expected result, but the crowd entertained and enjoyed when these two brothers hugged, embraced each other. No matter what the decision, they knew they would always be champions to each other. They did not care about anything there. It was a match. It's okay, but they did not mind about the ending, winning point. Bong, bong, bong. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and the representative to the Golden Gloves Tournament champions is... By the time the announcement was over, the announcer turned to point out to the winner and found himself alone. Arm in arm, the champions had already left the ring. Here it is a question of championship or friendship. Which one at the end you knew? Championship or friendship? The boy's choice of leaving the boxing arena points out to the author's view on what friendship is. Throughout the story, there is a stress and concern for friendship, and that is very truly revealed through the conversation between these friends. And I personally admire these two friends because they have a good sportsmanship. They respect each other as boxers. They do not trash talk each other. They even listen to the referee's command. For them, the love of sports was more than a winning. Okay, now a song for you. Oh, my friend.
സൗഹൃദങ്ങൾ പങ്കുവച്ചേ ഹൃദയവാതിൽ നാം തുറന്നേ പതിയ നമ്മൾ തമ്മിലേതോ പുതിയ ഭാവം കണ്ടറിഞ്ഞേ ഒരു കാണാനൂലിൽ ദൈവം കോർത്തു നമ്മെ എന്നും ചേർന്നിരിക്കാൻ ദൂരെ ആകാശത്തണലിൽ തനിച്ചിരിക്കാൻ ദുഃഖങ്ങളിൽ കൂടെ നിൽക്കാൻ സ്വർഗങ്ങളെ സ്വന്തമാക്കാൻ നിൻ കണ്ണുകളിൽ ഞാൻ കാണുന്നെന്റെ മുഖം
Now, your homework. The question is, why is it more difficult to fight or to compete with a friend than a stranger? I think you understood the question, isn't it? And the next question is, in what way the friendship between their boys helped them in the fight and hurt them in the fight? Can you please explain? Yes. Thank you.